Wildlifer Log 06-13-2018. At the start of the summer, the Steger Wilderness Center staff assess the quality of the land's natural resources and keep track of their progress in rewilding and utilizing what the wilderness has to offer. This year, the Steger Crew planted 2,500 new trees in areas cleared by the big blowdown of 2016. To see them for ourselves, Johnny Ray and I went on a walk with the center's resident forester, Mielke.
Just from chainsawing thinning balsam in the woods last summer, I found a lot of different spots that were cleared, and so I knew of where to go, but I didn't know exactly where to plant coming into it. You stick your planting bar into the ground, and then you have an inch of topsoil that you're working with, so you have to find the right spots to actually get the tree in the ground. Yeah, we can check them out and see how they're doing. There are a lot of different periods when trees have been planted here, and so looking at trees that are 1 year old compared to 5 compared to 25, it'll be fun to see the differences. Let's go this way. Yeah, these red pine trees I think were planted maybe 15 years ago, 20. This probably was a jack pine woodland at one point. I mean, you have aspen trees, which are primary succession. It's one of the first trees to pop up after a disturbance.
The purpose of these aspen trees is to hold the ground down, suck up the potassium, and then fall and rot, and the potassium goes back in the ground.
Yeah.
But when they just haul that off, they're just...
I think the goals here are really to be more selective in the silvicultural practices. Yeah. And not, really just when the tree falls, it almost like gives itself to us, and then, we may not be able to reach it, and that's probably a good thing sometimes to replenish soil organic matter and those types of nutrients.
Hey, do you find a lot of blueberries when they're in season when you're doing your job?
Yeah.
I'll bet.
I found some really good spots. I think Oak Ridge is probably the best. Just at the end of it, toward the waterfall.
We'll keep that secret off the final video.
Behind the guest house is super
Yeah. Will's been also working on the county lands because he's just had good relationships with the state and the counties, like St. Louis County. And so they've used the roads around here to get at some of the county land for logging, and so then Will replanted those areas as well, and that's not even on the property, it's just something to establish a good relationship, and because it's good to continue to plant those areas.
What about the deer get a lot of your seedlings?
Yeah, deer really like, from what I understand, white pine seedlings and cedar seedlings, and cedar is one thing that really is not on this at the center very much. I mean, it's just really hard to find it. There were groves of cedars in the wet meadow, just because I can see the trunks of old cedars. But I don't know what happened. Maybe it was a flood, or maybe somebody did cut it down, or beaver, or I'm not entirely sure.
You're going this way?
Yeah. Balsam. We're thinning it. We're cutting them down for the sole purpose of just opening up the ridges for white pine and red pine to grow. So it's just because balsam ends up just kind of taking over after a while when there's no disturbance, and so
It's also a big fire hazard.
Yeah, it is a big fire hazard. I mean, there's just more fuel load in the forest, and that would create a bigger, more severe fire. So this area was thick with balsam and spruce, and was cleared, and then we replanted it with about 1,000 trees. Clary Larson actually planted this with, I think, his son. Clary Larson's about 84, and comes out, he's still planting. It's awesome. We'd like to get the forest back to where it was maybe before logging came through Winton, and because this area was a really big epicenter for logging. Clary Larson, Will has been saying that he has 80 or 90% success for the trees that get stuck in the ground, and I think that's pretty it's pretty amazing. Like, whoa, those are really high standards to be planting it after. So I hope these ones are well watered and in good spots.
And well loved.
Yeah, exactly.